Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request this time for Shawn. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And Shawn wanted me to do a commentary on Halloween Resurrection, which had a bit of a weird thought process on this movie because I despise the first 15 minutes of this movie. H2O should have ended it. I hated the way they killed off Jamie Lee Curtis's character. Jamie Lee Curtis did not want to come back. She was pretty much forced to do it. As like, fine, I'll do it, but just kill me off. But to her, like, H2O was the ending to her. But Mustafa Akkad, they don't want to kill off Michael Myers. So you have this most ridiculous bullshit of how Michael survived. That I think Kevin Williamson made this up to troll Mustafa Akkad, I swear. Because even he knew it was stupid, so let me have the most convoluted, stupid way possible. Just fuck it. My name's not going to be on Halloween Resurrection. And Kevin Williamson, you're telling me to do this? It's a stupid idea? Okay, I'm going to make it even more stupid, and you guys will get the blame, and I'll be laughing my ass off while you guys get ridiculed. But after the first 15 minutes, I actually liked the rest of the movie. Like, if this movie just should have been either a prequel to H2O, you know, I'm on the 20 years until Michael got to H2O, or just his own separate entity without Laurie Strode. That's why if you did like a fan edit and make this like a prequel to H2O, I think it could work. Like, cut out the first 15 minutes, 16 minutes, it's Halloween Resurrection. You go into this movie when Michael Myers opens his eyes. The next bit says he's in Haddonfield. He's at his house. He goes to the nurse, kills Joseph Gordon-Levitt, finds Laurie Strode, and goes towards her. Again, make a fan edit where this acts as a prequel to H2O. I think it would work. And, you know, they don't hear about it, Jamie Lee Curtis and Josh Hartnett, because they're in a private school and they've cut off communication with the outside world, and news hasn't traveled to there. Some people want to keep it under wraps, and I don't know. Anyway, I'm paused at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Another Dimension Films, another Weinstein production. The good thing is these movies are pretty short. An hour and 29 minutes this one is. That's what the end credits. Unlike movies today that are 2.5 hours. See, if you... But that's the thing, is that the rest of the movie I actually like. I like the webcam found footage idea. It's not found footage, but the webcam. I actually like that idea. Because, I mean, nowadays it'd be streaming to YouTube. So it's still kind of prominent in that way. It makes it feel at least a bit different and original. I like, you know, so the actors. I like Thomas Ian Nicholas. I like Katie Sackhoff, who's in Battlestar Galactica TV show. You know, I like, she was in that Riddick movie, the third one. You know, I liked Sean Patrick Thomas. The lead girl is there. I mean, but Busta Rhymes is my guy here. Busta Rhymes is my guy. That's the guy who I root for. I sincerely love Busta Rhymes' character, despite the stupid karate noises. I wish there was a way to cut that out, but I fucking love Busta Rhymes in it. Granted, it could be a I'm laughing at, or I'm laughing with. Take your pick. But I find him so highly entertaining in this. Again, it could be I'm laughing at him or I'm laughing with him, but goddamn, is he entertaining. Every line of dialogue is with gusto. It's like the shark. Treat. What the fuck? And like this scene here, I think I like the way it's lit. I do think if you compare H2O to this movie, I do think this has a bit more style visually in terms of lighting. Because I like H2O, but there's not really much in terms of the lighting, cinematography you to talk about. I think this, the way the Michael Myers house, the way it's lit for this Dangertainment show, but trying to have a haunted house feel. I think Michael Myers' mask looks better in this. I think this has a bigger body count and a bit more vicious kills compared to H2O. So there are aspects I do think are this makes better than H2O. Is just the core of H2O. Laurie Strode makes that film above this. The way this treats Laurie Strode. See, that's the thing. Even if you think the last hour of the film or change it sucks, I disagree. I don't think it's that bad. Other than the karate noises. Take that shit out. But Rick Rosenthal, who directed Halloween 2, which I should have been wearing that shirt for this one, but oh well. But, see, this right here, you already lost the audience in the first 15 minutes of this movie. The reason I say that is, say the audience for this, say a good chunk of them liked H2O. And they see this. And they go, yeah, that was cool. I wonder how he's going to come back. And then they're listening to this explanation. And really, this is when they lose the audience. Because either they're watching, they're going, wait, what? Wait, he did what to a paramedic? And he changed clothes? And wait a minute, I remember H2O. I have it on home video here. What? He survived going through a windshield. He just got sat up, turned, and got back up. He never tried to take his mask off. He's the most powerful paramedic in the history of paramedics. He's the Superman of paramedics. Even when he was pinned in a van, he didn't even try to take his fucking mask off. Was it super glued on? So right here, I mean, to explain, well, his voice was crushed. Here's a better question. Why didn't he try to take the mask off? Of course, they have no explanation for that, because the whole thing's fucking stupid. So when you watch this, you're just throwing the towel. The audience does that. This is what the audience does. They go, white flag, I give up. They throw in the fucking towel like that. They go, come on. You treat me like a fucking idiot. You treat me like a fucking moron. You treat me like a fucking putz. Fuck you, movie. And you've lost the audience right then and there. A good chunk of them. Like, fuck you. What a bunch of bullshit. And then on top of that, people thinking, okay, Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis is back. She's on the fucking poster. Oh, she's only in it for, I don't know, 10 more minutes. And she barely has a fight. And she dies really easily. And she falls into fucking CGI land. You're like, calm the fuck. See, again, I do think the Michael Myers mask looks better here than the 3 different ones in H2O. I do think the kills feel a bit more vicious and bloody in this one. And again, it does have a bigger body count. Again, the cinematography lighting looks a bit more vibrant in this. But it just... They treated people like a fool. They treated people like a moron. It's just ridiculous. Just from what I understand, during Halloween H20, what had happened was, Jamie Lee Curtis wanted to do this gimmick thing 20 years later. She wanted John Carpenter and Deborah Hill back, but that didn't work out. So she wanted this to be the final one. And then either one story says right before, one story goes in the middle of shooting. And the way the H2O documentary on that Blu-ray, the writer said it was like in the middle of shooting. Mustafa Akkad says, actually, I don't want Michael Myers to die. And that they had to stop production, think about what they were supposed to do. Jamie Lee Curtis and them wanted to cut Michael Myers' head off. Mustafa Akkad probably waited till the movie was happening in the middle of production and said, well, I own a part of this, you don't have to listen to me, or tough titty. So now it makes it easier for him to get what he wants. And then Kevin Williamson, who did additional dialogue and rewrites, he's given the task, hey, we want to cut Michael Myers' head off, but this guy wants Michael Myers to be alive for a potential sequel. And then Kevin Williamson's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Twin brother? Like, what am I supposed to do? So he comes up with this convoluted bullshit. Fine. My name's not going to be... And it's true, Kevin Williamson's name is not on here, so it's like, okay, I know it's stupid. I have to believe Kevin Williamson knows that was stupid. If I ever met him, I would ask him, you knew that was stupid, right? That was a troll, Mustafa Akkad, right? Like, you were forced to do it. I mean, he was forced to do it, but yeah, his name's not on here, so he got away with it. He's a fast security guard, so of course he has to eat. I forget what he got. Was it Twinkies? Like Reginald VelJohnson from Die Hard. Yellow dye number 5. So I think this was more of a Canadian production, and that's why they got this other guy, Brad Loree, to play Michael Myers. I think. So this is trying to be suspensing what's in the laundromat. Is there a head in there? It's actually been a while since I've seen this. Pulling that move again. There's the head. Doesn't look the most realistic, to be fair. So I get ahead in life, huh? And there you go. Goodbye. There's just like the blue light and stuff like that. Like I said, lighting seems a little bit more distinct in this one. But yeah, this is the 2002. This is the era where you could tell that the people behind the scenes, they were just following whatever trend we have. Because let's face it, I mean, this is more of a product than a movie. You can say it for a lot of other sequels, but this is more of a product. It was... That Blair Witch Project came out. There's a lot more of these found footage films coming out. We don't specifically want to be found footage, so let's have, the webcam stuff. Okay, the webcam stuff is popular. Put that into play. And... Sorry about the background noise or people doing stuff. But see, yeah, I looked at that mask. I think it's a better mask than H2O. And the hair, I do think it's a better looking one. Just like the hospital in Halloween 2, there's barely anyone around. But I said to they're all locked away, but like, I guess there was only 2 guards and Michael Myers took care of those 2. But like, not much for orderlies or anything in between. Yeah, this whole bit is just really stupid though. Really lame. Just a lame way to open up your film, and you know, the first impression is just this, like, what? I guess is the one thing I can give Halloween Ends is that I'm surprised they did not kill Laurie Strode. They put him in the meat grinder, whatever the fuck it's called, whatever it is, and he's made into dog food. And then there you go. It's not like stabbing him is gonna do anything anyway. You stab him like 15 times in the chest in H2O. Stab him once in the knife. With the knife ain't gonna do much. And yeah, that's the thing. Jamie Lee Curtis did not want to do this film. I don't know if she was like contractually obligated, which I don't know how. You think you would read the contract and be like, well, wait a minute, this, no, change the contract. I don't want to do any, this is the final one. So I don't know if she just, her lawyer fucked up, or she fucked up not reading the contract, or what the deal was, but. So is this like Michael Myers just literally playing mind games with her, and I just try to show how smart he is? Would she even know what the real Michael Myers face would look like? Especially if he's been burned and all this shit? I mean, think about that, like... I mean, what does the real Michael Myers... I mean, I guess she saw his face back in 1978, to be fair. But still, it's like... So she's like, fine, if I come back, kill me off. That way, if you kill me off, then, you know, she won't be in anymore. Of course, that's a lie, because Halloween 2018, there was a new fucking trilogy of movies, so that was a fucking lie in itself. How about you just don't do it? Now she does it in the CGI land. Just so fucking stupid, man. Again, people watch as they going, what? Listen, if he gave out all of his shit about the Laurie Strode character, and if you at all gave a shit about H2O, you just felt insulted by this opening, and then... And to be fair, I mean, Rick Rosenthal is the director, and he... Screenplay, Larry Brand, and Shawn Hood. I can't really blame them, because this wasn't their decision. This was a Mustafa Akkad who could not let Michael Myers go. But it was Mustafa Akkad's fault. I think even the Weinsteins, to be fair, wanted Michael Myers to die. Hey, final part of this trilogy, Halloween, Halloween 2, H2O. Mustafa Akkad, it's his fault. Blame the Akkads. It's their fault. Now wait, the guy said he killed 4 students in Halloween H2O? What were the 4 students? What, he killed 4 students? No, he didn't. He killed the adult, Arkin, Adam Arkin. He killed the two kids, as three. Joseph Gordon-Levitt stuff at the beginning. He didn't kill four students, so they got that wrong. Unless it's I'm looking at the subtitles. Unless they got that wrong, I don't know what the fuck. There were four students. See, they did the first 16 minutes. Just again, Halloween Resurrection. Start there and just go along like from here on forward. See, that's the thing is that it's like they were forced to do this opening that they didn't want to do. Mustafa Akkad wanted. From here onward, I actually don't mind the film. The lead girl here, I think she's fine. I find her just as fine as the girl in Halloween 2018 and such. The granddaughter. I feel the same exact way. Not good, not bad, fine. Just fine. I do like Katie Sackhoff. She has a little bit of a Brittany Murphy thing to her, which to me is a positive. Yeah, she has a little bit of a Brittany Murphy thing. I kind of wish she was the lead. I will be, Katie Sackhoff. I do wish she was the lead instead. Her character. I like Sean Patrick Thomas. Was he in Save the Last Dance? Something about you, baby. I do like his sort of food culinary quirk. I don't mind Josh Hart in H20, but like these students I find a little bit more interesting compared to the students in H20. Like the four students, it's okay. Josh Hartnett, I don't mind him, and his back and forth with the Jamie Lee Curtis. But I say like Sean Patrick Thomas, I like Katie Sackhoff. Like they seem to have a little bit more personality to them and quirks. I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and say it's perfect and it's 5 out of 5 star movie, but the rest of it I find a fun, decent slasher film. I do. This guy, though, you cut him the fuck out. He's fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck the point of this guy is. If you do a fan edit, cut this motherfucker out. You're not going to stiff those panties, alright? Why don't you wear them on your head and get the fuck out? Like, what is the point of this? I just tried to be funny and failing. Fucking idiot. Yeah, trying to be goofy and funny. Trying to get a laugh. She did a head thrown through the fucking window. Deckard. I actually don't mind this back and forth online. Of course, how computers were nowadays. Because, I mean, there's a lot of relationships, friendships that are online. Back and forth. Nowadays, it'd be much more in the texting, Instagram, Facebook. This is how we communicate more so, much more instantly with cell phones. On the internet, But this is 2002, so it's the early days of that. This one guy's a bug up his ass, relax. But I actually don't mind the stuff between her and this guy Deckard. That he's able to watch and able to warn her and Gave her clues. And of course, people won't believe it because they think it's a prank. Yes, here's the man of the hour, Busta Rhymes. Love Busta Rhymes. Again, sorry about the background noise. Most brutal mass murderer, Michael Myers. Welcome to Dangertainment. I'm being serious. I'd rather take this movie over any of the new Halloween films in terms of entertainment value. Now, of course, these people they're trying to look smart to the camera. I say this guy, I love his the whole culinary aspect of him. Look at Hitler, he was a vegetarian. He was seriously malnourished. And all these other people, they're trying to pull his bullshit psychology, college student, look how smart. And, even Busta Rhymes knows this is all bullshit. Even who knows this is just pretentious bullshit, people. Which is what people would do. Look how smart I am. Look how deep I am. Listen to me. That's why I mean, like, Busta Rhymes it's a very campy performance, but I mean, how many whooping everybody ass while he's smoking a cigarette? See, like, how many 80s slasher films have we talked about where you have someone who's very, like, a campy, goofy performance, but we enjoy it? I mean, like, okay, people enjoy Friday the 13th Part 5. You do say some of those performances are pretty over the top and goofy, but, they could be fun. This is not how I view this guy. But I liked him. I liked his character. Why try to pull wannabes? You the real deal. About you is what the Internet always really wants. That's the American dream. It's okay to be scared. Be scared is good. Feels good. Feel motivates. For these feeling to be alive. I did. It's like, I know it's bad, but at the same time, it's so entertaining. It's like Eric Freeman, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, but it's like, I know he's sincerely trying, but he's not an actor by trade, but like, he has a fetchous smile. I just have a lot of fun. He's one of the reasons why I do love this movie. Well, love is okay, not love, but I do like. After cut the first 15 minutes, I like the rest of this movie. That's one of the reasons. Like I said, I like the setup. I like the idea of investigating Michael Myers' home, which thought they hone in on the home in the new Halloween films. In a much more boring, unoriginal fashion. I'll take Busta Rhymes over fucking Corey. Who the fuck is Corey? Fuck Corey. I'll take Busta Rhymes over Corey any fucking day, so. And like I said, I don't mind like some of the. I don't mind this guy Deckard. He means well. The actor's not bad. He has this crush on this girl. He's an innocent. And this thing along the internet, the web. Like I said, it makes it feel a bit different. Makes it feel a bit again unique for the franchise. But again, when you insult the audience in the first 15 minutes, this rubs people the wrong way. Man, is that how cell phones or whatever the hell it is were back in the day? 2002? Shit. The flipper. Dangertainment. But I mean, nowadays you just see this happening with YouTube streaming. I mean, there are live streams where people enter. Well, I don't know, live. They just record it, and it's not really live streams. Although there probably are some, if they can, live streams where they enter. Well, it can't be like a place they're not supposed to, because someone could call and get them arrested. But or sometimes it's way out in the middle of nowhere, so they don't have the ability to have the internet running and the live stream. The fear of it getting cut off. Otherwise, they would though. Like here, if you're in a town, like they would be able to YouTube live stream this, especially on Halloween. Hey, quote me on this. On Halloween, there's gonna be someone live streaming going to some creepy place or supposed haunted house or whatever the case. Like I said, this does have a little bit more of a slasher body count feel compared to H20. This does have a bigger body count. The kills at times a little bit more vicious, a little bit more creative. Like here, Michael Myers using the God, I'm trying to remember the damn terminology. Can't believe I can't think of it. There you go. Using this thing the camera's on. I should know the term of it. I usually do, but just drawing a blank on it. Tripod. I kind of like the POV of the tripod. Hold it like a gun. It's like a bayonet right into the throat, right? It's not putting much of a fight, though. There you go. Yeah, granted, you would think he would put up a bit more of a fight, but maybe deep down he knew he wanted to give up. Because he was working for Tyra Banks. He's like, I don't want to work for Tyra Banks. She might turn to Jada Pinkett. If that's the case, just kill me, Michael. Just kill me. Free me from that future. Because if I do well here, I'm going to go to Jada Pinkett. I can't go to her. Kill me first, Michael, please. Don't make me a Will Simp. There you go. And like Tyra Banks, I mean, she does fine. I don't think she does that bad for what she has to do. I said Busta's the star, because he's the Busta. He's the Busta. I will forever defend Busta Rhymes in this, in terms of, just entertain me. That's all I ask. Just don't bore the shit out of me. Just entertain me. That's what I ask. Just entertain me. And this fucking This guy entertains me on this, man. Wrapped up inside a little sovereign enigma. I said I like the premise of this. I like the premise of investing in Michael Myers' home, and then you find out that they staged some stuff that tried to create more scares, which would what would happen. Hell, most people say a lot of those ghost adventures are faked anyway, so that's par for the course. Let the danger tape begin out the motherfucker. Like I said, I like the mix of the footage. Like I said, it makes it feel a bit different. Just makes it feel a bit more original to the franchise. I guess you could say Corey is original, but I thought that was dog shit. This is how some people view this as dog shit, so we all have our different opinions. I'll put it this way. Hey, if there are people that can like Friday the 13th Part 8 Jason Takes Manhattan, I'm allowed to like this movie. Because I hate Friday the 13th Part 8. He didn't take Manhattan. He took a cruise ship and a little bit of Vancouver. And he looks like he's covered in snot. And he's leaking snot all over the place. And there's tots of waste every night at midnight in New York, apparently. And if it touches Jason, it turns him into a normal looking boy with a full set of hair and a normal looking face. While the lead girl, for some reason, has visions because Diamond Elm Street was popular. And I'll take this cast over the cast in Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. I know there was I forget where, there was an interview somewhere. I wonder if it was on the bonus disc, but there's an interview somewhere with Thomas Ian Nicholas, and he talked about how he had fun doing the film. It was kind of cool to be in this type of movie. What time do they open? It's at 1 o'clock. I don't mind this dialogue between the characters. Isn't of course we showcase that because it's going to be used later when the guy's trying to defend himself. I remember listening to the commentary one time, and one thing Rick Rosenthal wanted to do was have characters fight back. Obviously, not that tripod guy. He didn't fight back, but some of the other characters, they try to fight back. But I mean, that's nothing new. I mean, that's something that's been in many of the Halloween films, so I don't know why Rick Rosenthal thought that was a new thing. But yeah, this stuff here is staged and not real. Because, you know, it's part of the Dangertainment stuff. Why are you touching me? It's just too bad Thomas Ian Nicholas is like dies fairly early on. He's like, I think the first of this group to die. It's too bad it's so quick. I would like to have seen him hang around a bit more. Yeah, to be fair, these guys probably has some of the better costumes in this party. The rest is like, it's just barely any costumes, or don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be. I mean, you could be Pulp Fiction, but you could be the Hitman. You could be, I don't know, from Reservoir Dogs. You could be from Dust Till Dawn. I don't know, it could be from anybody. Everybody be cool. You be cool. Nice set. I mean, for 2002, nice setup. I don't know why people had such a anger about this idea. Like, I don't know what was so awful about this idea of the online web stuff. Like, some people just absolutely despise the idea, and I'm sitting there going, well, I mean, why? I mean, that's the thing. It's always this tough battle. Like, do you want to do the same thing over and over again? If you do, then it's just like, well, why do you want to see the same thing over and over again? If you don't, then okay, you want to be different. But how different do you want to be? How different should it be? It's always that tough battle to figure that shit out. But yeah, this online stuff never bothered me. I thought it was kind of, let's say, interesting. Plus, it interesting step back through time how internet was back in 2002 and how far we've come. Nowadays, you just watch all this on your phone. Nowadays, he probably couldn't do that because it'd be labeled sexist. Him grabbing her ass like that. But like I said, when I look at the lighting within this house, it just feels like it's trying to be. There's a little bit more of the color scheme compared to like H2O. You know what I mean? The different, like the blues and the purples and things of like that. Like a little bit of orange back there. See, I think that would be like an interesting change. Like if they made Katie Sackhoff the lead, she's the blonde, she's the flirtatious one. You think she's the slutty one. Okay, so you assume she's going to be the first to die, or then the fact like, wait a minute, yeah, she is a tease. Yeah, she's potentially promiscuous, but she'd also be the lead, and I don't blame Michael Myers for watching. She has a beautiful body. Even with her bra on, it was still pretty hot to see. Still pretty hot to see. Tyra Banks obviously ain't paying much the fuck attention. Or if she does, she'll think it's Busta Rhymes because he goes in with the Michael Myers outfit. I'm laughing because like that one boyfriend's like, I'm not watching this shit, and his girl's like, yeah, sure, I'll watch, and he's like, oh, okay, anything for some poontang pie. Sure, okay, she wants to watch this, fine, I'll be here with her too. I don't know why this one guy reminds me of Danny Masterson, which I guess that's a bad thing to say considering all the allegations. Danny Masterson was on That 70s Show, a few other stuff. But yeah, he's had all these allegations, so I guess it wouldn't be best to mention that as a comparison. Why don't you stop thinking with your mind and start thinking with your body? That's close to lesbianism. I could get into that. And this guy's still on the food. Like, all he ate was Twinkies. Is all you ever think about is food? Wouldn't you like to know? I think there's a featurette where you just see like all the body cam footage as like showing the entire movie with just that footage alone. I could be wrong, but I think that's on here, and if so, that's interesting. I remember for a brief instance there was talk of doing a found footage Friday the 13th film, and obviously that was shit canned. I mean, if they ever did that, I would be curious about it. I will admit, I would be curious about how it would work. And I mean, there's been found footage movies where someone did survive, so you don't have to have where everybody dies. Oh, there you go. Michael Myers ain't having that shit. For some reason, I remember a trailer like this scene seemed like it was different. Ooh, right in the head. So it makes you wonder, okay, did the people watching this, did they not notice the camera where the well, I guess the camera got fucked up a bit before, so they couldn't see the guy like die or stuff. But interesting, there was no comments from them about it. And yeah, pretty much just the rest of the film is, you know, Michael Myers hunting these people one by one in this house, and there you go. That's why that's what put H2O above this at its core, because it's how I put it. There's a bit more to it than that. It's a bit more than just waiting for someone to die type of thing. It's that Jamie Lee Curtis's performance, her needing to get over her paranoia, her fear, confronting Michael Myers, curing her demons, her inner demons, having that final stand against Michael Myers, and where that's what it's all leading up to. That was there's a bit more meat to the matter in terms of the core of that movie. Why is all this stuff still here? Exactly, all this stuff wouldn't be here. Man, back in the day, cameras to have really shitty signals. You see a lot of the snow, as we call it, a lot of the blurriness, or whatever you want to put it. Definitely not the way of today. In terms of live streaming and stuff, I mean. Yeah, look how rough. But that's how it was back in the day, that kind of rough quality. But I mean, this is. Jesus Christ, 21 years ago. It's 2002. I can't believe it's over 20 years this film came out. My God. Over 20 years ago this film came out. I feel old. Fucking old. Jesus Christ. But I say I like seeing all these like inner bits and parts of the Michael Myers household. I mean, maybe it would have been interesting to see some actual stuff that Michael Myers, to learn a little bit more about him instead of all this setup stuff for Dangertainment. Because a lot of this stuff is set up for the show. Like this bit here. Because I think it's one of those things they find is like made in Taiwan or something. Which I remember laughing at that review. I thought that was pretty funny. I forget what it is. Like all these chains and stuff. But I mean, that's what would happen. They would try to, like I said, all those ghost hunters, ghost adventures, like all those other shows. How many times did people say and think and feel and still think that a lot of that was set up, and that's not really how it was there and there and. We had to get a sex scene in there. I mean, the closest you got was Jamie Lee Curtis and, well, yeah, a few like kissing stuff. I mean, of course, that'd be the stuff they'd be watching. I would, I was going to say, I wonder if we're actually going to see nudity. Because I forget. Oh, a little bit, not little, teeny bit. A little bit, side of a nipple. Side of a breast. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, the fake bot. That's what it was. The fake skeleton. That the people watching. Because they don't want to be like Geraldo Rivera and the. For I don't know if anyone remembers the Al Capone vault. Like they had seen this out there, they had found this Al Capone vault in this big televised event where we're gonna live, gonna look into Al Capone's vault and what could be in it. What could be in this Al Capone vault? Money, documents, maybe even bodies that were left in there. And they open it up, and there was jack shit in there. There was nothing in there. Absolutely nothing. And sitting there going, what the fuck? It was all for nothing. And that's the biggest fear, is that you try to put this big event and nothing happens, so that anything you do afterward, people will be like, okay, whatever, I'll pass. So, set some stuff up. And then, yeah, I passed by the fake arm, made in Taiwan, what the fuck? And I know this was like the first time, like, what the hell is this? Like 2 Michael Myers? I'm gonna go, what the hell is this? But I gotta sincerely say, I do find this scene very fucking funny. And maybe because I'm looking at Halloween, like, maybe how some people view Friday the Part 5 or Part 8, and, like, they don't take it seriously. And, we all have our different preferences. When you get to Halloween 8, I didn't take it seriously, so it's like, what the fuck you been? Look over this motherfucker. I'm Michael Myers. And Michael Myers just confused by the whole thing. God damn it! The hell is wrong with you? I know some people were really annoyed by Busta Rhymes, and they really wanted him to die. I'm the opposite. I love her, but go back to the door and help her ass out. Go do your job. I left the back door unlocked for your ass. So he's pretty much, it's like his inner, for Michael Myers, his perspective is, get the fuck out. So it's like his inner voice telling him, go kill this girl. Skedaddle, get the fuck out of Dodge. I think Rick Rosenthal, the character, mentioned that Busta Rhymes added that, get the fuck out of Dodge. He added that shit in there. Which I love. I love it. Oh, yeah, some nudity. Which feels like it's been a long while since you had seen nudity in a Halloween film, so this has a little bit of that. Because there's none of that in H2O. And, was any of that in Halloween 6? I can't remember. I don't think there was nudity in 5 or 4. Well, 4, there might have been, well... No, I don't think there was no fireplace scene. I think you got a tease, but I don't know if you got the full gist of it, but... But maybe also, like, I'm a sucker for those type of videos on YouTube where they explore, dark places, and they find secret places, secret tunnels, secret walls, things of that nature. So in a way, it's kind of watching a bit of that as well. I mean, it does make me wonder what kind of place the Michael Myers house was to have. Well, okay, yeah, this is where Michael Myers lived. See, this is the real stuff. I think this is like the real stuff that Michael Myers had. Laurie Strode. The doll. I mean, if he needed a place to live, this is where he lives. Maybe this is where he comes back 20 years, for those 20 years. There's his food, he got hungry. I mean, if he ate a dog, why wouldn't he eat rats? So you do get a little bit of Michael Myers' lair here. Which, I mean, better than when he almost fucked Corey in the ass at Halloween Ends or where the fuck that was. Gave him the dead zone thing. And of course, the people think it's part of the show. Which there would be a lot of people that do. I mean, I know people say, oh, no, they wouldn't. With a lot of people would think it's part of the show. You know how many people, like, horrible shit happens and all they do is stand there with their phone? That happens all the fucking time. I remember, like, for example, I'm trying to remember how she died. Oh, gets impaled here. So he had knife in the head, tripod bayonet to the throat. Here, a little bit of impalement. Like I said, there's a bit more of a body count, a bit more of a violence, gore in this one. There you go. Compared to H20. So this one feels a little bit more like a slasher movie. Like I said, after the first 15 minutes, I don't really see what's so god awful with the movie. And there's some nitpicks like the when busted those karate moves and stuff. See, that was so fake. A guy says that, and a lot of people would act that way. Maybe I'm cynical on the human race. A lot of people would like, oh, you're so gullible. What the fuck? And of course, like a slasher film, you got a little bit of sex nudity. Now you got doing drugs. If you're attempting to have sex or you're doing drugs, you're gonna die. I mean, the formula of the slasher film. So that's what I mean. If you look at both of them, this one is more of a slasher film compared to H20. And like I said, I looked at the lighting. Like I said, the lighting is a bit more, trying to be a bit more atmospheric, trying to be a bit more spooky compared to the previous film. Now again, now you're thinking, is that Busta Rhymes or is that the real Michael Myers? And I forgot what I was talking about before I stopped myself. I forgot. Like I said, I forgot. Like I said, I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah, here's Busta Rhymes. He'd be like, I murdered your fucking mother. There it is. So of course it's fake. Of course it's a setup. Don't nobody want to see you run around an empty house, possibly coming up nothing. America don't like reality, first of all. Second of all, they think that shit is boring. They want a little thrill in their life. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, that's the thing. What Bus is saying is not wrong. People don't. First off, people don't want reality. They don't want reality. Second off, they think that shit's boring. He's got a point. Oh, I was saying like how people react. I remember there was this thing that happened where it was a guy delivering pizza. Now I don't know if he was the pizza delivery guy or if he was coming home with food to his place. But there was a door cam and he turns and there's a guy driving away from the cops. And he's like, oh my god, he's gonna hit my car, what the fuck? So then off screen here, you hear a bit of stuff where the guy running from the cops got out, ran this way. The guy holding the pizza looks and trips the guy up so the cops grab him. And all, like, most of the comments are like, that fucking pizza guy, he should have minded his own business. What the fuck is he doing? Oh, you know, that guy going to get bail, he's going to come after you. Oh, that pizza delivery guy, I bet he put that poor woman in danger because again, people didn't know if it was the pizza delivery guy or his house. Man, that guy's going to get bail and he's going to put his own life in the danger. Or, you know what? That guy was selfish and, I'm like, they're all sticking up for the criminal. 80% of the comments are stick up for the criminal, and yeah, that guy shouldn't do anything. What the fuck? That's the world. That's the world. Again, they think it's Busta Rhymes. They just saw Busta Rhymes, and then I think this is a cool shot. The decap, and you see the. Yeah. How'd they do that? I like the light. It's all digital effects. And they're just stunned. Good decap too. That's what I mean. Like, there's a good variety of kills. There's lots so they can't get out. The windows are boarded up. They're trying to get out the windows. At least they're trying to fight back. I like this movie by Michael Myers. Like, fuck this. I like this, like, head crushing thing. I don't know, just something about, like, the blood. I know it's done with editing, but and sound effects. Kind of reminds me a bit of in Halloween 4 when you crush the guy's head. And like I said, I think that mask is an underrated mask. I think it's one of the better ones in the franchise. I think Michael Myers looks really good in this one. I would say he's my top, like, my favorite is Halloween 2 and 1, mask-wise, but I would say this is the third best-looking mask in the franchise. I mean, the mask in 4 looks good, but this one might look like a little bit better mask-wise. And yeah, Sean Patrick Thomas did the right thing. It's like, I'm going to be a decoy so she could, Michael Myers doesn't go after her. And then he's trying to fight back. He's trying. He's not being useless. Trying to find weapons. Just whatever he can. I mean, he's trying. And this guy's trying to call the cops, but they think it's a hoax because there's a lot of people who fuck around on Halloween. He's trying. But he fucked up. And Michael Myers ain't having that. There you go. And they think it's part of the show. They think it's part of the movie here. I mean, fuck, there are movies done like that nowadays. What was it? The thing I reviewed was it one was called Deadstream, and what was the other movie I reviewed it not a few weeks ago about a Logan Paul type of guy going to a place middle of nowhere. He's live streaming to all his followers. I forget what the fuck it was called, but so there are movies made today about that where you know. And I just say it because those are some films that got a bit more critical notice. And this film was kind of doing the same type of thing. There you go. That's the early days of texting. See, I like this is a interesting, different dynamic of through technology conversing one to the other, of one trying to help the other and trying to command them, lead them to safety, warn them. I say it brings a bit different take on it. It makes it feel again more different, more original compared to what has happened before. I said nowadays it just all be with texting on your phone, but this is how it was in 2002. And man, there's 20 minutes left with the end credits, so probably like 16, 15 minutes left. So yeah, I mean, watching this again, I don't hate this film. I hate the first 15 minutes, but I don't hate this film. And I know people don't say, well, there you go. Kicked him in the face. People go, well, how come you say it with this, but you hate Alien 3 to death? Couldn't you say same thing? Couldn't you say the same thing about Alien 3? Well, number one, Aliens. This movie is one of my favorite films of all time. I liked Halloween, Halloween 2. I liked H2O. I like them, but they're not in my top 100 favorite films of all time. But I like them. But they're not in my top 100. This is literally top 3 favorite films of all time. Alien. So there's a difference between the two that I feel on the movie. That's the first thing. Second off, Alien 3 not only killed Ripley, but also killed Hicks and killed Newt, and the characters were rapists and murderers and more rapists and murderers. And Charles Dunn gives a good performance, but it just was more infuriating to me. It was more annoying and just more. It does have good music. It does have some good practical effects of the xenomorph, but it just pisses me off more on emotional front. This, like I said, skip the first 15 minutes. It's its own movie. It's its own movie. Its own characters. Its own thing. I know originally Busta Rhymes' character was supposed to die, but I think like the test audience who saw it liked Busta, and so they gave him more to do in the third act, and was additional photography. Oh shit. Again, I could do without the karate noises. I hate that shit. But I do like a guy, you know, trying to fight back on Michael Myers. I do. So you want to be on Dangertainment? Plus, it's my favorite character in the movie, so I'm down with that. Let's see what you got. I didn't just have him do this without the sound effects. Come see me. Come see me. Look at me. I love this. You wanna fuck with me? You motherfucker. Like this, like, yeah! I can't help it. Like, fuck you, Mikey. Jump kick that motherfucker into the damn thing. I thought the stunt was decent. I liked the bit of the camera showing its point of view of Michael being Hun. So again, there's a lot of elements I do like about it. I thought this is kind of a nice reveal too of Michael with the camera turn. I thought that was nice, nicely set up. Where the camera turns and there's Michael right behind them. And when he stabs Busta, Busta was supposed to be dead. And then just but I'm glad they changed that. There you go, that reveal. Boom. So like right there, it looks like it's like in the shoulder. So it makes me wonder if maybe that up close, maybe it was supposed to be much more of a vital target, but then maybe that up close was shot later to maybe hit maybe just at the shoulder, and that's how he survived. But I remember when I was watching, it's like, oh no, and then when Busta comes out, I'm like, yeah. I'm one of the few, I know. I don't know, it's considered like one of the worst movies of all time, and I'm sitting there going, you haven't seen the movies I've seen. You haven't seen the movies I've seen. If you think this is one of the worst films of all time, like I said, if you don't like the film, to each their own. We all have our different opinions, but again, I still maintain, I hope someone does like a fan edit. Oh, here's what the fan edit should be. I did. Take out the first 16 minutes, start when the title says Halloween Resurrection. Have this movie play out. Maybe if you can, hide the karate noises. And cut out that fucking guys like warning the girls. Like cut that out, hide the karate noises. Then when Michael Myers opens his eyes, go to H20. Where he goes over and visits the nurse and kills George Gordon-Levitt. And they keep going until the end of the movie. I mean, both are pretty short, an hour and 20 some minutes, so that's 240. And then you count out the 15 minutes, that's 240, 230, 225. Which is how a lot of movies are nowadays, 2.5 hours. There's Tyra Banks. Now that reminds me of Halloween 2, which I know, I mean, I get mad at Halloween, the new films, for referencing stuff. But that felt like Rick Rosenthal was like, hey, I had the last Starfire slip on blood, so now she slips on blood. But at least it's for a different reason, not the same reason. So, at least there's that. But, yeah, Mighty Michael Myers is pissed. Oh shit. It's like, oh shit. Hey Mighty, happy fucking Halloween. I can't help it. I know everybody hates Busta Rhymes, but I fucking love the Busta. I love the motherfucker. I love it. I can't help it. I cannot help it. I love the Busta. I just do. Her with the chainsaw. I think this is the only time anyone ever came after Michael Myers with a chainsaw. Reminds me of when someone came after the fake Jason in Friday the 13th Part 5. Which, funny enough, another movie they got hated on a lot. And I don't hate Friday the 13th Part 5. I liked it. I just, it's not one of my favorites. But I do like the film. Although, if you honestly, I like this more than Friday the 13th Part 5. I will admit. I do. But they have their flaws. I'm not going to put this as like, oh, top 10 of blah, blah, blah. No, but I'm just saying I do like the film. I don't hate it like some people do. I can understand it, though. I can. I just don't think it's like... When I say I try to understand, like, one of the worst movies ever, I'm like, that, I don't know. But hey, I mean, I get it. I fucking despise Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. A lot of people don't get that. And I'm like, well, feel free to watch my review. Again, it's just how we feel about a particular character, particular franchise, what we're bringing to it, and all that. Treat, treat, treat. Motherfucker. That is one of my favorite lines of all time now. It's the delivery of it. One of my favorites, it is. Even Michael Myers is shocked. He had the shovel, this here. Hey. There you go. I know, I can understand why people go, really? He gets electrocuted? That's how... I mean, granted, it's different. I can't... I'm trying to think. Was there a film that he got electrocuted in? Happy fucking Halloween! So it's not as grand as H2O cutting the head off. I agree with that. At the same time, like, I did it because, again, the Akkads, which I'm surprised they let them put Michael in the meat grinder in the... I think because he had other people that probably outweighed Akkad, which is Akkad's son now. Maybe Mustafa Akkad's son is more open to playing ball than his dad was. Because this was a Malik Akkad now, and here is Mustafa. Because I think there was a 25 years later Halloween the documentary. Wasn't Mustafa like would on a cast for Halloween 9 or something? Something like that. And then a lady like showed her titties. 25 Years of Terror, which is a document. It's okay, but it could have been a lot better. There you go. Yeah, it was his shoulder. You see the bandage there on top. Much about that soundbite. Some celebrity scandal. Is a killy shark, baggy ass overalls. That gets his tits off of killing everything everyone they comes across. That's all. I'm done dancing for these cameras. I just I know I make you fun, but I sincerely do love it too. And I love this too. How am I feeling? You wanna know how I'm feeling right now? Feel this. And I know that there was a different ending that I kind of wish they had done now, where I think it's on the Blu-ray. I mean, it's on the features DVD and Blu-ray. When Busta Rhymes says this, Michael Myers then grabs Busta by the neck, and then the girl gets like an axe and jams it right into Michael's head. In retrospect, I kind of wish they did that because they leave it for a sequel, and of course they didn't make it anymore. Instead, they did the Rob Zombie's Halloween remake. Which makes you wonder, A, they should have just ended on H2O, or B, left that in. But yeah, Michael Myers would grab Busta's neck, and then she had an axe and jam it right into the Michael's head. So I kind of wish they went with that. But again, they go with the sequel bait ending, and there's no Halloween 9. So, but again, with a fan edit, make this the prequel. He wakes up, he goes to the nurse and beginning of H2O, and go on from there. If anyone does make that fan edit, let me know. I'd love to be able to watch. And then you can add whatever bits you want into it as well for your own creative endeavors. I like fan edits. Like, I'm always curious to see fan edits. To me, that they're interesting to watch. They're always interesting to watch fan edits. Curious to see like how someone takes a movie and reworks into their own vision. But of course, again, they nixed the axe to the head because we can't kill him because we need to make another one. That's how it usually goes. Starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Brad Loree, yeah. But yeah, like I said, the first 16 minutes, I'm not a fan of what they do with Laurie Strode. I'm not a fan of what they do with the character. I'm not a fan of what they do with the ending of H2O. But I blame that absolutely 100% on Mustafa Akkad. I know he passed away, but it is his fault. He wanted that bullshit. He got his bullshit. And it was a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths from the get-go. But then when Rick Rosenthal and them had their movie afterward for the rest of the movie, I don't mind the body count. I like the kills. I like most of the actors. I fucking love Busta Rhymes in it. I could quote his lines multiple times a day. I think the lighting is a bit more dynamic compared to H2O. I think Michael Myers, I think he has a good look in it. I think the mask, like, why the hell didn't they use that mask in H2O? I wish they had that mask for H2O. It's a pretty good looking mask. I like the idea of being in Michael Myers' place. I like the webcam stuff. I mean, again, that's prevalent today with live streaming. I think there are movies made strictly about that, where people go in, the live stream in this creepy place, and stuff happens. Overall, I do like the movie. I do. Just skip the first 16 minutes and then I enjoy the movie. I enjoy the Deckard guy helping the girl via the texting, you know, which nowadays would be with this, but that's not how it was back in the day. But it's interesting to look back on the format of it. It's dated. Well, every fucking thing is dated. 5 minutes after it comes out, it becomes dated. I mean, let's be honest. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And I'm sure people thought this would be some ranting commentary, but there you go. So we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.